What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight for the familiest of Fridays. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all social media at My Cowboys Family and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Yeah, guys. I thought they were off today. It kind of were off. It was a walkthrough. Let me put it this way. It was an off day for the fans because no fans are allowed for this practice. We still got a little behind the curtain. Some videos, some photos, some information. It's important for our Cowboys here, even on a more of a resting kind of chill day in practice. But tomorrow they're back at it, and then Sunday
they're flexing a different muscle today.
Well, yeah, tomorrow is back at it like we had day 1 and 2. But then Sunday is the actual night off. It's going to be our wrap up here. And it's time to crown some champions here for this week. So we'll get into this in a minute, baby. You got a lot to discuss here. A lot of coaches really giving us a little bit of the background on what's going down, especially on offense with Schottenheimer. I cannot wait. I haven't heard these, so I cannot wait to hear this. I know Micah took the stage and took control and the identity of this team defense, baby. You know what's coming. So
Micah's really stepping it up as a leader. But again, we'll get into that here in a minute. First, we got to get into the people who help make MCF happen here, like our sponsor of the week, the back-to-back representation from Skeptical Fan.
Yeah.
The membership man. Thank you so much, Skeptical. Appreciate you, of course, as always. Marco Seppian still holding on to that stream, boss.
Barely, but he's got it. 17 points, and he's got it for like 18 out of 20 weeks, or even more, like 20 out of 22 weeks at this point. Mark's the dominator at the stream, boss, and holding that down for a long time. But it's close. It's close. 17 away. And then don't forget the king of the Cash App, the Q-Man.
Justin Quarles.
Justin Quarles in the house. Much love. We're going to shout him out again in a minute. And others here that rep some of the higher levels of the membership board. But I did want to say Skeptical Fan, back-to-back, going for a three-peat. Yeah, because he's currently in second place on this overall board. And Marco Seppian is currently in first place by just like 1 or 2. So it is a battle coming down to the wire here. Others are still, of course, in striking distance on the overall board, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also, Cash App-wise, Justin Quarles holding that down right now, but who's going to come for that crown? Well, Jason Renfro had a little bit of a lead there, but we have a takeover, and that's Snug X. He's currently about 14, 15 up on Jason Renfro, so we'll see how that also plays out the rest of this week. Good luck to all. As I was saying about membership men, 2 months in a row, back-to-back Skeptical Fan.
That's
the most
right.
gifted memberships on this channel. So a lot of you guys thank him right now. Much love to Skeptical Fan, giving love back to the family, as he done in multiple ways, like the Lunatic and many others. So appreciate all you guys, as always. Cannot do this without your love and support on that side of things. And, this month, Skeptical's got a chance for a three-peat. 45 gifted membership, Jason Ruffle with 4. And, of course, it's Fan Friday. So we got a extra special shout-out to the silver level and that star level tonight. Every night's the star level shout-outs and the over everything shout-outs. But the star level, well, they get it every night. And silver gets it every Fan Friday. So, baby, without further ado.
Yeah. Thank you very much to Bobby Bottles, Mr. A. Lavelle, Marissa, Justin Quarles, the Q-Man.
Silver level specialties. And then star level.
Yeah. Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Skeptical Fan always staying skeptical. Jason Renfro representing much love. Mary Alvarez representing it Cali style.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then on the other side of the globe is
Lincoln Kane.
Lincoln Kane LC, who's repping it in Australia. That's star. Still over everything. Mm-hmm. Much love to all you guys in all those levels. One of the many ways you can drop love and help out the channel here on My Cowboys Family, but there's also 4 other ways on top of that. Of course, you got Super Chat, you got the membership, joining that on your own. We had a couple new guys yesterday. Well, Brandon James Shea coming back in and Robert Bass. Appreciate you guys in the Navy Blue crew. But then you also have, the thanks button. You have the gifting memberships like we discussed. And then again, let me repeat that. 4 more ways of kind of jumping into the Cash App crown, right? That
yes.
You're going for that top.
You do have the Cash App money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, of course, and last but not least, the Streamlabs lets your comment show up right here on screen, just like a super chat.
Yeah, you know the deal there, guys. Appreciate everybody. Now we can get into this thing here tonight. My Cowboy. Hope you guys caught the footage we kind of uploaded earlier from today, from other days, kind of the leftover bonus footage that we fell through the cracks and we found and put it together. So again, enjoy it. And we'll try to do that as much as we can here for the for this Oxnard and back to Frisco at the Star to finish up training camp. We'll try to be on this as much as possible, guys. So appreciate everyone who's in this with us and along for this ride, 2023 style. Let's get that 6 and beyond.
So
I want 6.
I want 6. So with that said, guys, let me go ahead and do the shout outs here for the people chilling in the chat, and then yes, we're gonna get right to it because I know you want to hear from us, right? But you don't want to hear from us. You want to hear what's going on with our Cowboys. So thank you to Rolando Rodriguez. What's up? Much love. Scorpio, hello and hi. Yeah, I'm guessing maybe it's obviously something on the YouTube side of things. Some people in the chat are saying that some of their messages aren't going like they're not going through in the chat or whatever. So that's definitely I'm looking here and it kind of it looks like it reset it in the chat, like it was a weird reset. So I'm assuming that's YouTube, guys. We're all getting it, so that's a YouTube thing. No,
I'll email them a complaint from us.
But Chris Plumage, what's up? No, we are not at Oxnard.
Nope.
Unfortunately, Oxnard time always coincides with one of our busier kind of home family situation times. So
it's gonna be
it's gonna be a few years before we're able to consider even possibly going out to.
You gotta stick with us for after 10 years. We might be able to hit Oxnard then.
The good thing is our Cowboys aren't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So Scorpio, what's up? Much love. Retro Scotty representing. Good. Okay, good. So it seems like it's a little slow, but it's working now. So Rolando Rodriguez all the way from South Texas. Let me see. We got Kenzie Bands. Much love. By the way, the reason it shows that way is, at least as far as the gifted memberships, you've only technically had a gifted membership for 2 months. So even if you've been around from day 1 to a week ago, the membership only shows however long you've been a member.
So
he's had 2 gifted memberships for the last 2 months. That's why.
So here's the thing: once it falls off, that's it. So the thing is that you can avoid that if you wanted to, and if you, let's say, joined into the Navy Blue or stayed on after the your free period, then you keep that monthly kind of situation. You'd be able to go to 2 months, and then you'd be on your own, kind of thing. If you keep waiting for gifted memberships, it's like a new month. It starts all over.
Yeah, but basically the way I'm trying to explain it is just that the membership time has no correlation on your subscription time. So how long you've been watching, basically.
It does keep track of how long you've been with the family, but as far as the time in a row is where it changes. That's where it kind of all.
Yeah, but again, the membership has nothing to do with how long you've been. You've been subscribed 5 years ago. Your membership is still not going to show 5 years ago.
It's about how long it's how long you've been in the membership.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to clarify. So Hood Lamar, sorry, not Hood Lamar. We have Hoodlum and Double R. What's up? Shout out. Sorry, Double R was shouting out Hoodlum, and I read that all one happy little family there. Cassie Stewart, what's up? Hello and hi. Let me see. We have Jason Renfro representing. Much love. Clayton Godfrey. Hello. Thomas Garrett, the Superior.
Hell yeah.
Garrett. Q Ball representing. Much love. Layla from Wakanda, but Big Dal 8604. Congrats to you, because the man Skeptical Fan is representing once again as a membership man, showing his love, gifting that membership. Drop him if you got him in the chat, guys. Thank you once again.
I'm sorry, but much love. It scared me again when he also jumps into first place on the overall board, adds another one to his record-breaking number of memberships gifted this month. So much love. Appreciate him. And congrats to Big Doll, who's now in the membership side of things. And again, when we get our opponents, guys, you're going to see the emojis change. That's all Navy Blue crew gets that. So much love. Appreciate you, Skeptical, as always.
So Big Doll 8604. Thanks for hanging here. Cassie Stewart, what's up? And yes, Skeptical Fan. I also kind of jumped a little bit because I was reading the chat, so I heard the noise first. And
we hip-hopped.
There you go. You see, that's one of the fun parts of having the camera on. You do get to see us jump. So, no, I'm saying on our Sunday live streams, you know?
Yeah.
So, actually, I'm looking forward to our game day live streams again.
Yeah, it's
football
coming soon. Don't worry.
Football
preseason. It starts in preseason for us, baby,
So here. Anyway, with that said, guys, Retro Scotty is actually kind of funny because we did have, at least Mr. MCF and Lil J had some guilty pleasure at Taco Bell. So... I had a nap because, real quick, some slight housekeeping before we get into the Cowboy stuff, guys. Our schedule this weekend is going to be a little bit weird. I will be traveling to go get little G from the grandparents' house, so I will be on the road all day Saturday, and will probably affect the live stream situation. If there is a live stream, it will be Mr. MCF solo.
And it'll be a little earlier.
I probably will not be able to even be in the chat because I will be traveling. Yeah. We'll figure that out. But just kind of letting you guys know, Mr. MCF will do his best to get a live stream out there tomorrow, willing.
I do want to stress that I will definitely be doing the video, though, compilations and stuff here, if everything goes as planned, right? So I will be doing the usual daily video montages, and, you'll hear my thoughts on these situations on some of these videos and these smaller clips. So keep tuned in for that tomorrow on My Cowboys Family. So the only thing might be a little either earlier or shorter or not on is the live stream. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but we'll be back for your regularly scheduled live stream for Sunday.
Gotta go out to the airport, pick out the lovely wife. Pick up the lovely wife. So
pick out the lovely wife. You gotta pick one out. You gotta pick one out. Where are you importing her from?
from Georgia. That's where you're coming from.
Nice save.
See that?
Nice
you like
save.
That? Much love, skeptical fan with that $2 holler. And we're starting off in a fun mood here on a Fan Friday on My Cowboys Family. What does skeptical say, baby?
A big old thumbs up and a big old go Cowboys.
Oh, and a J-Lou $2 holler. Appreciate you, skeptical as always. And yes, I fixed portion of the board. Anybody else to shout out, baby? As we, yes, that's it. No, I'm saying that's a good. We want to make sure we tell everybody that might not make it on the live stream, but we'll definitely have all the videos as always here on My Cowboys Family for this training camp.
Yes. So, with that said, baby, I'm ready to go on my side. If you're ready on your side,
ready to rock and roll. Family's good. Lock and loaded. And loaded. Let's go.
So, and Rolando, as far as I know, just to let you know, excitement about the Kickers is still pretty high in the Big D. We get our first look at them on Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, Monday we're going to get to see. I'll discuss it here in a minute, guys. Let's get it on. Let's talk about our Cowboys and about the NFL. Right? We always start with a couple quick little notes. The Bengals head coach Zach Taylor today told reporters he expects quarterback Joe Burrow to be sidelined for, quote, several weeks due to this calf injury. And then he was asked, how long is that? He goes, quote, several weeks is several weeks. Kind of a little standoffish, kind of a little bit vague.
Very vague, but it obviously seems to imply that week 1 is a question mark.
Yeah, I think they're saying the first couple of weeks, he's going to be out.
They're saying Donovan Wilson is going to be out for a couple of weeks, but he's still kind of expected to be ready to go by the start of the season.
That's what I'm saying, right?
So a couple of weeks is not to imply.
It sounds like it's the way they were asking is more the regular season. So it's not necessarily the next couple of weeks. He wasn't going to play preseason anyways after this situation. This is about the regular season, so we'll see. The point I'm trying to make, it just sounds a little bit more serious than Donovan Wilson's, a little bit maybe more serious than they're even letting on. So we'll see what happens on that. Now, this is crazy, but I don't know if you know about this. When we talk about Trey Turner, I know you guys may be like, who? What? Listen, he's been around. He's a former Pro Bowler, a guard. And we were looking at him because maybe he's the best guy left out there. He's older. He's kind of lost some steps from being in the Pro Bowl. And now he was a free agent. He was signed literally a couple days ago to the New Orleans Saints, his hometown area there. He was just signed earlier this week. He tore his quadriceps. He's out for the season. Just like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's unfortunately the first major injury, the season ending, I think, that we've heard of so far.
Well, right? I mean, there's been others.
There's been a few.
There's been others like lower key names for a team, but the biggest one is that's almost season ending is Jalen Ramsey. That's the big one right now, and Joe Burrow, who knows? But yeah, this is just it's not about the fact that he's out for the year. There's other guys have been out for the year. It's more about the fact that they signed him recently. The guy we were talking about with Dalton Reisner, who's out of the mix as well. Probably the same shit would happen to him if he was on a team. So man, it's really skimpy out there in guards for in the free agent levels as things. You have to wait for some cuts, or you have to make a trade.
I was going to say, it really does make you wonder, why some of the guys that are available are still kind of available. So maybe, I'm just saying, maybe it does add a little more weight to why the Cowboys also have not really made any moves. No, maybe it is true that no one out there is worth it
right now. Matt Farniok is better than Trey Turner, and he's better than some of these, Dalton Reisner, who can't stand up there for more than a week or two because of the availability, not because of the, ability. But anyways, either way, that's the free agent news. Turning into the Cowboys, I do want to say, longtime AT&T Stadium security guard and, Cowboys favorite, Jerry Jones. He died today, passed away at age 62. Actually, not today. He died on Wednesday from an unknown illness, 62 years old. His name is Phil Whitfield. He was a fixture at pretty much all events over the years at AT&T Stadium, became a lead person on the installation of the art at AT&T Stadium. He became a close family friend to the Joneses. Whitfield was not married, didn't have children. According to his older brother, he had numerous nieces and nephews. Roosevelt Whitfield, his brother said that his younger brother, of course, Phil, who passed away, said he was a very private person, had intestinal problems, but he didn't know the exact cause of death. He would have turned 60. Whoa. Well, hello, Adam.
Thank you for summing it up, Adam. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, and welcome to the family here. A little somber note here for an old, a Cowboy legend as far as AT&T is concerned.
Hey, it takes a village to get the Cowboys out there on the field.
Phil Whitfield would have turned 63 on Saturday, like literally right around the corner. Damn. So, yep, passed away just almost at 63 years old, and condolences to him and his family. And Jerry Jones, again, a family friend, passing there. Now, when it comes to the top 100 list, now listen, the last couple of nights, some names have trickled out. We haven't really got to them today. A whole bunch trickled out, and I got you all the way, guys, down to like the 50th player right now, and there's a lot of Cowboys right now. DeMarcus Lawrence was ranked 99th out of 100, but this is that that one we've seen, the big named one. Again, this is just for rankings. Who cares really what they think or say? It just shows you where the Cowboys kind of falling out with some quote unquote top players. DeMarcus Lawrence at 99, we knew that. Then all the way down to 68 is our next guy here. 68th best player in the NFL, Zach Martin. Of course, right now working out, by the way. In his O-line masterminds and back in Dallas, he's still working out, grinding. He's not a Cabo, so he'll be ready.
We spoke yesterday that he texted Tyler Smith saying, hold down the fort, I'll be there soon. So, Zach Martin fully expects to join the Cowboys in training camp at some point. Yeah,
I mean, that's going to be something that, obviously, I think he's getting ready, to get into football, full football shape. Let's put it that way, at least full training camp shape. So Zach Martin right now at 68 on this top 100. Then Trayvon Diggs came out as 60th on this list. In front of Zach Martin, in front of Trayvon at 56 was Dak Prescott. And Tony Pollard was at 55th, which again, I don't think he ever was on the top 100. 55th right off the bat like that. Shows you, he's one of the best running backs in the league right now. And the Cowboys, of course, still have CeeDee Lamb somewhere on this list. He's got to be on this list somewhere in these last 50 picks, in the last top 50. And, of course, Micah Parsons. Don't forget him. So, again, Zach Martin at 68. This is his 7th consecutive season in this top 100. No surprise. Future Hall of Famer, is the premier right guard in today's NFL. We talked about his numbers, just holdout-wise, hopefully back sooner than later. Trayvon Diggs at 60. More interceptions and more pass breakups than any cornerback since coming to the NFL in 2020. And he just got a long-term deal. As long-term as you can get right now. Lays and Blaze is part of the membership here, the Navy Blue crew. I know Lays and Blaze. He's from the other crew out there. Appreciate you to be in that. Congrats, actually, to be in that, because the man who stays skeptical.
Skeptical fan.
Dropped another one right there.
Truly showing the love out there to the Cowboy fandom, the MCF family here.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Skeptical. And guys, once again, I gotta say it every time, drop them if you got them. Mm-hmm. Especially one of what I call the special skeptical emoji, which is, of course, Mr. MCF and I in our cartoon form.
Okay, yes, that was special.
In our caricature form.
That was special made by by a skeptical fan. Well, not by him, but somebody he knew. So appreciate that. By the way, that's still legendary.
Shout out to anyone who was currently waiting for a jersey.
That's right.
By the way, Voodoo, I did also send out your shirt.
Yes, the winning
shirt.
So
pretty much everything was sent out. Everything was sent out.
Yeah,
so.
Well, you guys will be getting it very, very soon. Within a week, I would assume.
Yes, it feels good to get back into our
swing of things,
usual swing of things as far as the jersey stuff and everything else.
Agreed.
So it feels like we're, like I said, with the season starting and everything else, I feel like we're finally.
I'm ready.
Back on the MCF side.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. These videos, they actually take up a lot of time. So,
yes.
It's kind of something that I love to do, but it's also time consuming. It's a mixture. Now we got the weekend here. I can be a relaxed.
Yes, I lose Mr. MCF for these next few weeks here as he dedicates a lot of time to.
Yeah.
Basically all the spare time and time he doesn't have to that side.
The point is that I love to see it. And it's not hype for me. It's more about, I want to just kind of see what they're doing, to see where they're at. And we have a way to... This is the closest you can get to, seeing your team build itself.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time watching our Cowboys and breaking things down. And, of course, as we always try to. We always try to say, we're not going to talk football. We end up talking football. So, by the way, Marco Sepian's repping it with 14 points on the stream, boss.
Man,
So
hanging on there. There
you go. And Duke City Tunes, by the way, is the awesome artist there for the
yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Animated MCF.
Yes, the original VTuber picture there that we used. So thank you again, Skeptical. Thank you to everybody who's supported the channel in any way. And go Cowboys. We want that 6 and beyond. So, just going through the rest of this list, just real quick, guys. Again, we talked about Zach Martin. How about Trayvon Diggs at 60? More interceptions and more pass breakups than any cornerback in the NFL. Just got the big contract. We locked him up for 3 to 6 years. Sounds like, damn, that sounds like a prison sentence. But he's getting, an average of like 16 to 20 million a year. So, put me in jail. Anyways, great numbers from him. Again, interceptions, pass breakups. Number one since he's been in the league is Trayvon Diggs. Dak Prescott at 56th. He led the Cowboys, of course, for the first. Led them. It's not the Dak Cowboys, but he helped in that Buccaneer game in Tampa Bay. First Cowboy playoff road win in 30 years. That's something to build off of, right? And at 55, right below Dak, is of course Tony Pollard. Last year set career highs in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and let's see what he does this year now with much more of the share, of course, with no Zeke. I'm ready for it. And, when you put it all together, you have DeMarcus Ware, one of the legends here in Dallas, talking about this team. We have all these great players, right? We still got CD and Micah at least on that list. I mean, the only 2 guys left on the list would be those guys. So what was kind of DeMarcus Ware's viewpoint about the Cowboy season to begin here? What was his thoughts about how this team's going to do? What's the possibility of us maybe getting that? What's on my shirt right there? That's 6.
He said, quote, "I always say the Dallas Cowboys can win the Super Bowl every year. Going over there and talking to McCarthy, talking to DQ, it was a great feeling to see that the guys actually owning what they are, where they fit in the defense or offense, and they were having fun. And the leaders were actually being leaders. Because usually you go over there and there are so many leaders. But now you have a lot of guys that can be leaders, but they pinpointed like a DeMarcus Lawrence or a Micah Parsons or a Dak Prescott. You are our guy. We are following you." And I feel like that's what's needed, especially coming from the earlier years when McCarthy first came and you're seeing them mature now into a better team. I think that they have all the tools. They do. It's about the injuries this year and them getting into the postseason. So,
what do you think about that?
I mean, first of all, to me, again, for someone like DeMarcus Ware to go in there and say something in a very nice and polite way, but this is, to me, one of those cruxes that does define the kind of 2010s for our Cowboys in a lot of ways, unfortunately, which is too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. You know what I mean? It felt like we were trying to do too much. And again, you can't have every single person either being a leader or being a follower. And it felt like the leaders that we did have were just not able to either consistently lead or just honestly didn't seem to lead in a way that made everybody want to follow them. Just being real, right? Like, Sean Lee was an amazing leader, but he was too hurt to do the type of leading defensively we need him to do. Jason Witten was an awesome leader. But there's only so much he could do when the guy who should really be the main leader, Tony Romo, like I said, was someone that didn't always get the entire team
He had Witten and
behind him.
but he didn't have...
And I didn't mean that in a mean way, just...
That was his style of quarterback.
Exactly. And defensively, who the heck was leading then? I do like the fact that he even pointed out, too, how McCarthy himself has kind of helped develop, like, within our current system.
It's the culture change, and McCarthy's been a big part of that. You got to say.
I specifically do like that he called out Micah Parsons because, like I said, we have really seen him this year step up in a big way as far as in leadership positions and really owning this defense. Is like, this is my defense, this is our defense, and we're going to get it done.
So I love the fact that we have two head coaches, an offensive head coach, Mike McCarthy, and a defensive head coach, and Dan Quinn. You got to do something with this. Last year we were held back, anchored down by Kellen Moore. And the last 4 years, really, but we didn't know that the first year one. We were hoping. We saw the anchor. And we're like, all right, come on. You got to let McCarthy get into this. And the only way you can do that is by getting rid of Kellen Moore, which was a need because he's not Mike McCarthy is adjusting here before even day one of training camp. He's adjusting.
Look, it would be really nice if anyone could go in there and start winning things from day one, right? Like if Dak somehow had won it all in 2016 or even Purdy, I'm sure the 49ers are sitting there, crying and moaning over that. But my point is that it is hard to get things done in those early days. And it's even harder to continue past that and to keep kind of growing and building. And it is pretty clear that this team, like we've said, has gotten better every single year. And based off the moves we made, and based off of everything we've seen, what exactly are we expecting this year? We're expecting this team to get better. We're going to be better. Yeah. Anyway, so
yeah,
I don't want to dwell on that too much because we can keep talking about this all night. Yeah,
we got a lot more to talk about. We got to get into today's practice. But yes, no, I'm just saying you got to respect a legend like DeMarcus Ware when he sees it. He sees a little bit of a change there, a lot of change.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a good sign.
It's not just real.
It's not just us saying it. It's not just the fans being delusional. It's actually people that have been there, know it, and feel it from the inside the NFL perspective that have been there and done that. So it doesn't mean you're going to win a Super Bowl. It just means we're in the right direction. That's all we need to get towards that 6 because we got the firepower. We hopefully got the coaching. Let's keep it going. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. Speaking of keeping it going, Skeptical Fan keeps it going once again with another gifted membership. But he hit 50, but beyond, who knows? But
thank you, Skeptical.
He's dropped another one in there. And, baby, who got that? Mr. Tim Pinnell.
That's right. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Drop them if you've got them. Those and by emojis. The way, guys, so real quick, because I did see a few people asking, and it is there are a few new people here. So real quick, if you want to check out the membership, the link has kind of been dropped in the chat there. There's a few different levels, but the lowest one is at $5. You get access to all the emojis, and the emojis do change. Obviously, the season hasn't started yet, but every single week we always update the emojis and have a few special ones for the team we're playing against.
We're just having fun ones now, just the general off-season stuff. But yeah, you guys are going to see a whole bunch of new ones here in the next week or two before the preseason game.
Yeah. Sure. And of course, as you guys drop the love here in the stream, in the chat, Mark Hofsteppian, Stream Boss, kind of gets chipped away. And then once it hits 0, whoever's drop made him get down to 0, give him the killing blow.
Let's say
takes over as a stream boss.
Say Tim Pinnell said, all right, I'm going to drop $14.50. Oh, that changes now.
Shaku Langstaff,
yes.
thanks for subbing
in the house, part of the family. Welcome in. And go Cowboys. Appreciate you. Look how old that pick. That's from our first year of doing this thing. We've aged, all of us, the kids and us, in a good way. But Mark's down to 13 points. Michael Gallup, MG13. If you drop 13 and 1 cent, I don't know, I think, to make sure. If you go there, then you take over. Your name goes up there, and we shout you out every day. So, it's a way of being a part of this channel, part of a sponsor to this channel. So, we truly, that's the number one thing, man. You guys are the ones who run the show. So thank you guys for being part of this thing. And as we always say here, Navy, Blue, Silver too. That's star over everything. Never forget. Go Cowboys. You know it. Now, let's get into training camp. Enough of this. In training camp today, guys, I just want to say after training camp, you had Isaac Alarcon out there finally getting his cake. He kept yelling out, mordida, mordida. Just to bite the cake, right? And he did. He bit the cake, right? And then Osa, who kind of came out with the whole thing, he kind of said, let me get some. Let me get mordida. And he smashed it in his face. Into Osa's face, he had a bunch of cake. It was fun. It's good to see the camaraderie still growing. Isaac Alarcon, let's just be real. He's hanging on by a thread. He's our defensive lineman now, number 60.
At least Quinn has a soft spot for him.
Yeah, listen, we all have a soft spot for him. No doubt. But in football, you got to earn it, right? No matter what the situation is. So I'm hopeful he'll make a practice squad spot. I'm guaranteeing you guys he'll make nothing less than he will not be cut from this team. So he's good enough to have some kind of usage on offense and defense, even though offense looks like it's weird because offense is where we need depth. And he's not even being tried out anymore over there. Now it's just on defense where we don't really need him. We need to see what, we have so much kind of to still work with that's in front of him.
I know.
So it's an interesting little, Neville Gallimore might be hanging on by a thread, but Alarcon's going to beat him out for a spot? I don't think so. Alarcon probably makes the practice squad and not on the exemption this year. He earns it. So that's what my thinking on Alarcon. But anyways, he got his cake. Dak's birthday, right? So happy birthday, Dak, on that. very soft practice today. Not because of Dak's birthday, but after 2 practices, day 1 and day 2, right? They were pretty athletic. They had the helmets on, going out full blast. Just a little bit of tackling and hitting and pushing, but no real, pads on. Of course, no hitting. So that's gonna be Monday. Can you dig it? Monday, but today the Cowboys had a walkthrough day, one of those mock games. And when you hear mock game, you're like, oh, cool. No, it's just they walk through shit. It's not like the way you see it in these first 2 practices. That's open to the media. This was not open to the media. Not media. This was not open to the fans. You see, usually open to the fans, it's packed. You guys seen it. No fans, and not one fan except for the people that can see over the wall. So today was a walkthrough. It was helmets and shells, or helmets and shorts. I'm sorry, of course, but. I'm sorry. That's tomorrow. Helmets and shells is tomorrow. Helmets and shorts, I'm sorry. And so that's going to be like you saw in first day, second day practices. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little confusing there. Then they have Sunday off. That's a definite off day, not like a walkthrough day. It's an off day completely. They got to get ready because Monday, the pads are on the July 31st. It's on like Donkey Kong, guys. And that's when the hitting begins. That's when they amp it up. So tomorrow we get one more little mini amp up. Today was a rest. Tomorrow's a mini amp up. Sunday, it's on. They're off, and on Monday, it's on. Let me put it that way. So low-key morning at practice for the Cowboys in training camp after 2 full, athletic days. And so who took over for the injured Donovan Wilson, the injured Izzy, Israel? Izzy, you guys know? Mm-hmm. Izzy is Israel Mukuamu. That's his nickname. Who kind of stepped up in that role? We're talking about Marquise Bell being an option. Well, not Marquise Bell. It's second-year safety, undrafted guy from last year, Wanye Thomas. Whoa, God damn, I literally jump off my couch, guys. Much love once again to the man who's always staying skeptical fan. Woo. Dropping another membership. I got to update that list. And who got that, baby?
He's really showing the love because LaMarcus Robinson, huge shout-out to you. Congrats.
Congratulations.
And again, I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back, but especially for the newly minted members, drop them if you've got them. So,
I'm sorry, I'm updating the board, baby.
Oh no, all good. So, but and let me also take a quick, tiny commercial break to remind everyone to hit like on the stream if you haven't already. Super simple, quick, easy way to show your love and support. Obviously, if you're chatting down below, you're already subscribed, but if you haven't, make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It's the best, easiest way to make sure you never miss a live stream, video we post, updates, all breaking info, all that stuff. So
yeah,
follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. You can pretty much find us anywhere and everywhere under that handle. And of course, hop into our Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. We do this, guys. And of course, tomorrow with the notifications on, you get some of those notifications for those videos that we put up. If we put up 5 or 6 videos, you won't get them all. So just come back to the channel. Check out Twitter. We'll post them there if possible, and Discord for sure as well. And you'll find it. You'll see it. Make sure you watch it and give your comments, your 2 cents. I've been lacking on the comments. I kind of couldn't get. It was so busy I could not get to those over today. But tonight I will try my best to hit every single comment that I missed. And sometimes comments get kind of overdone. The Dak hate. It's just at a certain point I'm just done. We'll just see at the end of the season. You need a break.
Yeah, at the end of the season, we'll see what happens. I can't argue with somebody who's just going to see Dak I've seen some people tell me that Dak pass to Simi Fehoko was Dak's fault. I mean, Simi should have caught it, but it was still Dak's fault because he didn't put it in front of him exactly perfectly. Like, if he had put it, Dak would have put it there and it hit off his hands again. And guess what they would have said? He should have put it close to his body. You can't win with a Dak hater. So just let him talk, and who cares? Now, back to the practice, guys. Let's get refocused here. Wanye Thomas was working out there, mainly playing the nickel, the cornerback spot, the same way that Israel Mukuamu would. So, if anything, he's not really coming in there for Donovan Wilson, although Donovan Wilson also does that role. But it's more of a Mukuamu role that it looks like Dan Quinn was working with. So, Wanye Thomas, number 40, he'll be out there, doing the Israel Mukuamu stuff, all right? Of course, we didn't have Donovan Wilson. He's out for the rest of the training camp. It was 4 to 6 weeks. So we know that he's going to rest and he's ready to roll week 1 with that, strained calf. And Trayvon Diggs, of course, cornerback with that toe soreness. We know that the details is a sore toe. I think he would probably be able to play if there was a game this week, Sunday or something like that. But look, the point here is Wanye Thomas was impressive last year if you think back to preseason against the Chargers, and he was impressive on special teams. So he's getting a chance here to do something on defense. Marquise Bell, of course, also in the mix. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as they keep we watch these guys progress. That was just the walkthrough stuff. Now, this is great, guys, for the walkthrough, and I gotta say this about CeeDee Lamb, and really more about Stephon Gilmore. Both these guys, I gotta put them on the screen here because some reporters saw CeeDee Lamb out there who was matched up against, or I guess you could say Stephon Gilmore was matched up against CeeDee Lamb. Again, if you recall, there's a lot of video footage of Gilmore on Brandon Cooks, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, let's be real. These are two veterans. They're very good. It looks like Stephon Gilmore has won more of these battles. It's opened up things for other guys, but he's won these battles against Cooks for the most part. So CeeDee Lamb, they wanted to test him with, now it looks like maybe our best cover guy. Who knows? Definitely today, the last 2 days, because no digs. Stephon Gilmore over there was on CeeDee Lamb, and they did run some routes. It was all walkthrough, not a big deal. But what was impressive to see is the veteran leadership from a Stephon Gilmore. And the reason I say that is because after running the route, after that, Gilmore was basically talking, teaching, coaching CeeDee Lamb. And people can hear him saying, guys, that, why don't you try this instead of that? Just trust me. And, I mean, this is invaluable. Invaluable fucking, you can't get this from coaching, like from regular coaches. This is from a peer-to-peer situation, Yeah,
it's the type of on-the-job experience you can't buy.
You cannot get this from anywhere else. You can get it. You can't practice this way for it with, and get yourself. This is stuff you only learn with someone who's been there and done that for years and years, knows what will fool him, and see if CD can do that stuff too. Great trade for the Cowboys. This is obviously, him and Cooks are teaching, not only the room, right? You figuring, okay, Brandon Cooks is a leader in the receiver room, Gilmore leader in the cornerback room. No.
Yeah, I think it's easy to overlook how Gilmore helps the receivers.
Correct.
And how Cooks can help our
defensive backs, corners.
I was going to say our corners and safeties, and then
exactly.
Defensive backs, so...
Yeah, well, that covers them both.
I know, that's how I'm like, Arr.
So anyway, I love it. We all love it, and it's Go Cowboys. You know how it is here, guys. Yeah, that's fantastic stuff. And then, I'll put up some video if you guys want.
By the way, is the MyCowboysFamily Instagram private?
Why?
No, just Kenzie's asking. I guess he's trying to follow. I don't have.
We don't really use Instagram too much there, and I mean, it's just you can follow it, guys, but sometimes I just don't just pick up people through there too much. I just usually it's through. We have Discord, we have Twitter.
Again, it should say My Cowboys Family, and the logo or the picture should be a MCF recognizable picture. Yeah,
I don't think anybody else is. I don't think anybody is trying to like take our name.
Someone's stealing our identity.
Yeah, somebody's not.
Oh no,
it's us. Oh, Skeptical once again dropping that J-Lou $2 holler. Yes. What did man say?
Skeptical fan really showing the love.
Keeping that lead,
Thank
man.
You so
He's
much.
got a big lead. Trying to grow a lead on Marco Sepien overall.
Did Lawrence forget his shorts today?
We'll talk about that in a minute. I promise you, Skeptical. Much love once again with that J-Lou 2. And Marco Sepien, Micah Parsons points on that board, which we'll be hearing a lot from Micah here shortly. Ooh, it was some good stuff he gave. This is what makes him a Cowboy for life, in my opinion, when we hear from Micah Parsons what he said. But appreciate you, Skeptical. Another 2 and another little bit more of a lead over second and third place there, Snug X and Marco Sepien. So as we look at this, guys, you'll talk about Schottenheimer in a little bit.
Yes.
But look, he kind of made a mention about Sean McEwen, tight end. Again, with no Schoonmaker there, is he going to pull into the third spot? Of course, number 1 is Ferguson, number 2 is Hendershot, and number 3 currently is Sean McEwen. We shall see. Basically, Brian Schottenheimer said that he had a great camp so far, 3 days. But all right. And I want to quickly say, when you look at Tony Pollard and what he said about Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know if you have this on this.
We talked about it the other day.
Yeah. Well, I'm only bringing this up because the feel of camp, right? According to Pollard, quote, it's definitely different. Not having him out there with all of the energy that he brings. That's the issue with that, right? He has the Zeke energy is gone, but there's a different energy out there. I think I think the coaching staff is bringing it. First, I know who else is bringing it with the top drop of the night, and I think maybe the week.
Woo.
With that $15 holler. Guess what? He's taking over, baby. You guys see how that worked? Mr. A. Lavelle is now taking over from Mark Hovsepian as the stream boss. So that stays up there. A. Lavelle in the house.
Huge shout out to you.
Silver level member. Much love to him. I hope everything is well with you and yours. What did the man say now? Our stream boss.
What's up, MCF and UpCW? What's good, everyone in the chat? I hope everyone is safe and healthy.
Yes, thank you.
Loving how our team is working hard, staying healthy, and everyone, long season ahead. Always, let's go Cowboys.
Let's go Cowboys. Stay healthy. That's the big one there, you know. And we do our thing. I think we win, win, win. I really do. And let's see if we get that 6 on my shirt. You know what I mean? That's the key. That's what we all want to get here in the end. And I think it's attainable if the Cowboys, of course, stay healthy, but also, stay to what is the strengths of this team, defense, and the strengths of the offensive players. I think McCarthy is a big piece of that. Anyway,
and again, at least for me, I will say that it's also a very nice, pleasant surprise to see so many of our players kind of putting their nose to the grindstone. Not saying that previous years players didn't take their job seriously and stuff, but most of our Cowboy players are keeping a lower profile when it comes to maybe some of their recreational activities, let's say. And we have, I think, actively seen them, like you said, working out. Like, yeah, every player works out, but working out together, doing activities together. And again, teammates hang out together all the time. But man, I think every single time we saw our Cowboys hanging out, even in a casual way, we saw them like working out that same day outside of
or doing throwing sessions,
a baseball game or something like that. I love to see it. They really are putting in some of that behind the scenes work that you're kind of hoping everyone is usually doing during the off season.
Here's the other thing, baby. I mean, the defense, they talked about that. We actually talked about this too.
Mike actually makes a comment about that specifically.
Well, we talked about this in the past. That's the camaraderie. You know this team. Like, the defense knows each other so well. We talked about some of the quotes yesterday, how they know each other 3 years. This is the third year for most of these guys together with Dan Quinn. There's something special there on defense. It's automatic. And
I said I hope it remains this way.
Listen, we haven't had you understand, most if you guys have been here to most of our, I guess you could say the first week or so of training camp, it hasn't looked like this. I'm not even saying how good they look or bad they look. It's more the feel of it. And I think what I'm trying to say is, with Zeke, for example, where Tony Pollard is talking about the fact that, quote, it's definitely different, not having him out there with all the energy that he brings. Zeke brought energy, right? He worked hard. No one here, you're not in the NFL, you're not working hard. But I will say this, it was getting old with those, videos and, that stuff, which, was it helping the actual fact that when he's on the field, he's just a step slower because of the Joneses running into the ground, so he broke, basically. So, look, all I'm trying to say is, Zeke brought energy, but I think I like the energy we have now. Nothing bad about Zeke. But I love the energy we have now. I think it's the glass-eating asshole attitude that McCarthy wanted to bring for the last 3 years. I think he's kind of wanted to or maybe he's come along the last couple of years on that. And I think that's what he's been kind of trying to get to. With Kellen Moore there, it was tough because you already got one of your arms chopped off. The offense is in his hands and the Joneses' hands. I think he's been waiting for this, salivating for this chance, McCarthy, to use Dak Prescott the best way possible. Not the best way that fits, that is in Kellen Moore's rigid system.
I agree, but I think that now that time has passed, like I said, now that it has been a few years and McCarthy's been with us, I think even McCarthy has a much better idea of what that actually means.
You know what it reminds me? We'll end it with this parallel. I'm going to make you snicker. I just came out of my mind. It came into my mind. It's like Dak Prescott getting thrown in the mix and Tony Romo having 3 years to get used to stuff first. It's kind of like that for McCarthy. He's had 3 years now to get used to this team. And now,
a very good point.
Off the bench, ready to get in there, put me in coach, and now he's going to play to a little bit higher level than maybe anyone would have thought because he knows this team. And Dak is part of that.
A rookie any longer.
Exactly. He's a veteran. And Dak is a guy that, obviously he's moldable because he still, he learned from the Garrett shitty ways and Linehan and Kellen Moore. I'm sorry, but there's not enough there to really have a good foundation for a quarterback. McCarthy can still save this thing. He's a quarterback whisperer for a reason. He was with Joe Montana. He taught him things and he learned things. It was Aaron Brooks, was it? That was from the Saints. Great job with him. And a couple other quarterbacks, he really, of course, a little bit of Favre, I guess, and Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying these are some great quarterbacks that he helped teach them too. That's something to say. And not Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Brooks as much, but my point is he had an impact on all the quarterbacks he's had. He's going to have an impact on Dak this year in the offense and the scheme and leaning to his strengths. It's only going to make Dak better, and it's more importantly going to make the offense better. For those Dak haters, you must want the Cowboys to lose. Because if this helps Dak and you guys are upset, then you guys are stupid. If this helps Dak, it helps our offense, and we win more games and maybe just what's on my shirt. That's 6 and beyond. If you don't want that, you're not a Cowboy fan. Yep. Plain and fucking simple. Sorry, guys. I had to rant for a second.
Co-sign.
All right. A. Lavelle with the great comment there. He takes over that stream bus, a full 100 points. So he'll hold that until he keeps it, he'll hold on to that until 100 points are taken down there. So we'll see what happens. Now, he can always put back on there. As you guys know, he can also replenish if you are the stream boss. So anyways, moving on from Zeke, the energy. I feel the energy is different. I think it comes from McCarthy and the coaches. But let's talk about one last, I guess we'll stay with the running backs for a quick minute here, guys, because I do want to mention little man Deuce Vaughn. Now, Deuce Vaughn, guys, yes, he is tiny. And again, I call him a little guy. I mean, it's more endearing. It's not making fun of him. Please don't get offended for those guys out there. But he's 5'5". I mean, he's a little guy. He's a little man, all right? But he's not a little person. Some people make jokes, and that's wrong. So when it comes to Deuce, guys, I just want to make a quick note. He did have first-team reps today. First-team reps.
Good
which
for him.
I love to see. Great to know that he's getting these first-team reps. And you see him, you'll see the video in a minute, guys, high-fiving Dak. Kind of was lost in the beginning of the play, though. So Dak helped him get in the right side. This is what you do. It's not, oh, he sucks. It's, hey, he's learning. So, but I do want to say one thing, and I found this interesting. Baby, do you guys think that he's the smallest, shortest human person to ever play NFL or any kind of football, American football?
I guess there's a possibility that maybe there's some kind of like special teams player, but I find it very hard to believe that he isn't. But but I don't know, like some guy in the 1920s is probably smaller. But that's like my weird guess.
Well,
anyway,
close. Buddy Young is the smallest American football player, professional football player in the history of the National Football League.
So
guys.
How could he be smaller than Vaughn, though? Is my question.
He was born January 5th, 1926.
Okay, so
he was like 50-something years old. He died in 1983.
So Great Depression malnourishment there. No. Then
he was an American professional football player, an executive in the NFL. A native of Chicago. He was an Illinois state champion in track and field. In the 100-yard dash, he was 5'4". Just 1 inch shorter than old Deuce Vaughn. But Buddy Young is his name. He was known as the, quote, bronze bullet. And he had exceptional quickness and acceleration. Reminds you of someone? A little bit of Duke. A little bit of Deuce Vaughn to me. So, again, one of the shortest men to ever, he is the shortest guy to ever play in the NFL, was drafted in 1947 by the AAFC draft. It was a special draft by the New York Yankees. And it's not the New York baseball Yankees. There was an actual New York football Yankees back then.
Very weird.
Yeah, it's just a couple years. They're doing, I think, after the war years or whatever. Anyways, World War II years. Anyways, little fun fact I thought I'd throw in there. Buddy Young, just an inch smaller than old Deuce Vaughn. And you know what? Deuce Vaughn could be a lot better. We'll see what happens in this new age of football. I can't wait. So, now, I do have to say that there was one last thing I have to bring up. It's unfortunate that we have to talk about the tight end situation. Luke Schoonmaker. You'll see the video. You'll see where he's at here in a minute, guys. But taking mental reps on the sideline, keeping close to the veterans and coaches. Rookie second-round pick, of course. He can't. Some people are saying, well, he's just he wasn't going to start. Well, he was supposed to be the second tight end. And in this offense, it could be some starting role. That's like 40% starting, snaps. We need to see him on that field. Again, McCarthy said it'll be sometime in Oxnard. I'm assuming sometime later in August, in the middle of August at least. We'll see. But he was staying engaged. He was still rehabbing from that plantar fasciitis foot injury situation pre-NFL. So according to all sources, the Cowboys still have a very large role ready for him when he is medically cleared to come back. And it's about using his down-the-field ability, his attacking down-the-field vertical element to his, in his route tree, that some sources are saying from the offense that it could probably add another dimension to our offense. Can you imagine if that's the case? If that's what they truly believe, and they got him for this reason, let's see. Maybe we're wrong about this, criticizing this pick, but right now it looks like a bust, 25 years old, like a Tolbert kind of bust, like a Kelvin Joseph type of bust. Knock on wood, hopefully not. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe Osiris Torrance, lineman, would have been smarter. We'll see. But I'm going to still hold my opinion open on him because I still hope to see him here in Oxnard, which gets him into back in Frisco, and then gets him on the field week 1, at least as a third tight end. That's my hope. I don't want him limping into the week 1. We got problems then with this guy playing at all this year. So we'll see what happens. But either way, large role awaits him. Vertical element is what's going to try to add another dimension to this offense. I'll believe it when I freaking see it, and I want to see it.
Exactly.
Now, I hit up the chat real quick, baby, as I'm going to load up the footage from today.
Oh, Scorpio said, can't trust what the Joneses tell you half the time. Real quick, Double R was asking, what's going to happen when a big middle linebacker hits Vaughn? I hope he's prepared for it. NFL players hit a lot different than college ball.
I agree.
And Retro said the same thing. Can Vaughn take the hits in his rookie season and then the following after?
I do think when it comes to Deuce Vaughn, let me just say one last thing about him. He is hard to see. He's hard to catch. Yes, there'll be times when he gets popped hard, and he'll go flying like a little bowling ball. But the point is that, can he take it? We'll see. He's taken it in college. He's taken a lot of hard hits in college. But I think the biggest thing about him is he's hard to kind of zero in on and hit. Like, no matter how you hit him, you're never really going to hit him full impact. Now, when it does happen, and I'm sure it will, he'll be planted, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Turpin's in the game. He's a couple inches taller.
Cactus Deep through in there. One of Deuce's superpowers is avoiding those big hits.
Exactly. I think he might get hit hard. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get hit hard, but he's not going to get hit like blindsidedly, like demolished. I think that he's the kind of guy, the way he runs, it's very difficult. Unless he runs into him by accident, that could be a devastating hit, and he might be out. But outside of that, I think it's just hard to key in on him on a direct hit. You might hit him hard, but it's going to be on the side. It's going to be here and there. You'll knock him down because he loses his balance, but you're not going to hit him.
More than other players, I think Deuce Vaughn's health relies on Deuce Vaughn being able to do Deuce Vaughn things. You know what I mean? As long as he continues to avoid the bigger hits, he will be okay. And I do think he should be able to do that, right? But like you said, if he even messes up even once, it's one thing to get like a half hit or something, but if he takes like one solid straight on blindsided hit, that could be very bad news for him.
That could be the end of the season for him, but we'll see. He's lasted this long. There's a reason. I know the harder hits in the NFL.
You said it. Have you tried to run down a mouse? It ain't easy. So
that's
Steve
where
Bass
it's tricky.
saying Vaughn and Turpin are similar.
Turpin is a lot more. I think he's more able to be hurt because he's a little lankier and skinnier. He's like 155. Deuce is 176. He maybe 5'4". So, I think that there's a difference there. That's why I think Deuce will actually be able to take most of the hits. Now, in this walkthrough, there was no hits. And in fact, let me just put up this camera. You can see what's going down here, guys, and take a look at this. But the more important thing is the update on today's walkthrough. How did the injured guys look? What were they doing on the field? First of all, as you can see, there's nobody in the stands. And again, a very relaxed day here, other than the birds, I guess. A relaxed day out there. As you can see, our players just preparing, walking around, chilling before this real mock game went down. So during the walkthrough, the Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs with the toe, Israel Mukuamu safety with the hamstring, were working on the sideline. You'll see the pictures. You'll see the video in a minute. But they're working with Britt Brown. All right. Of course, Donovan Wilson, number 6, with that calf. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. He's not yet at that point of his rehab yet. So he's going to be, probably back, maybe doing that kind of stuff in a couple of weeks. Trayvon Diggs, of course, number 7, who, of course, signed that big deal and is ready to, roll. After he signed that deal, guess what? Sore toe. That, he was also kept out of practice, and he was working on the sidelines as well, mainly with the resistance cords and stuff. They both, him and Mukuamu, were light jogging as well. You will see that here on this video clip.
Yeah, he probably popped a champagne bottle and the cork went flying on his toe. Exactly. That's what happened.
Now, I will get to that now. I know the skeptical fan asked about DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank, D-Law. Yeah, he was told he were on the field, right, for this walkthrough, and he was told by his teammates to go put some shorts on. Why? Because he made his way completely onto the field in only his compression tights.
And if you have seen compression tights, they are
compressed.
Tight.
They show everything. So they were like, "What are you doing out here with that like that?" So
he basically walked onto the field
naked,
like one shade above naked, like.
So again.
Like, legally, it's clothes.
One of the defensive linemen from the Cowboys said, quote, "You didn't realize you didn't have pants on?" So, yeah, he just came out there. He's hungry. He's ready to win. And, it showed, honestly, you'll see the photo of him on the sideline when he was talking, not that photo, but you'll see the photo of him on the sideline with our new defensive assistant.
We'll get banned here.
No, that's not going to be seen. But Sheriff Floyd, by the way, you're watching here, mainly Deuce Vaughn. So check out the video. You'll see you'll see it, I think, once or twice. But we're talking about a picture you'll see here in a minute or two with DeMarcus Lawrence standing there talking with Sheriff Floyd, our new defensive line assistant defensive line coach. And I think he's going to change a little bit of this attitude of, it's going to be about more causing disruption in the backfield. We heard this during the draft with the Mozzie pick. So he's more of like an interior kind of specialist. So when you're looking at the way he's working with, the coach is working with DeMarcus Lawrence, no matter how old he is, he still wants to learn. We heard this with CeeDee Lamb learning from Stephon Gilmore. DeMarcus Lawrence was basically, entering his 10th season here, just in the Pro Bowl, all these great things. He still is eager to know more. Sheriff Floyd, our defensive line assistant coach, showed him a new move that is not in his repertoire. And according to all the people watching, they're not going to say what it was. But the point is that DeMarcus Lawrence said, quote, "Oh, I'm using that move," end quote. So whatever this new move is that Sheriff Floyd is teaching him, DeMarcus Lawrence has added another piece. And again,
our defense is only getting better.
Just getting better and better. And just the fact that he's willing to do this, it just shows you that he's open to getting better even after 10 years in a Pro Bowl, a couple of Pro Bowls and all that stuff. You're seeing here Trayvon Diggs and Israel Mukuamu both running. Listen, if this is a playoff game, they both be in there, in my opinion. And there's that picture I told you about with, again, after he put the shorts on, calm down. But Sheriff Floyd in there talking to him. So it's great to see, even DeMarcus Lawrence is learning new things, even to this 10th year of his career. Now, you'll see Jerry Jones kicking off a tee here. I thought it was punting, but he was kicking off a tee back in 1999. In a minute, you'll see that. Tristan Vizcaino, what's going on with our kicking situation? Brandon Aubrey, what's going on with our kicking situation? They both did kick before today's walkthrough, and they will kick in front of the team officially, not Saturday, not on their off day on Sunday, but on Monday when the pads are on. First time they're kicking Monday. So look for that as this battle is going to heat up when pads come on the 31st. John Fossil, again, you have more of what he said, but he did this on purpose to try to be fair to these two young kickers, Vizcaino, especially Aubrey. So they had some recognition, some knowledge about the operation of how every single kick is kind of charted, it's kind of gone through, and kind of the routine of it, the flow of it. So he's giving these guys a little chance behind the scenes before they get out there in front of the team and the cameras and the media and start kicking. So just there's the updates from me, baby, as far as training camp is concerned. I just wanted to add one thing about, I guess I'll let you talk about that when it's time. But definitely some interesting quotes and comments today from a lot of our players, especially our coaches, especially Micah Parsons. So before we get there, though, hit up the chat, baby, if you don't mind. And
of course.
Let's hear couple of quick comments before we keep it going. Of course, remind everybody to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell to all videos. Tomorrow you're going to get a bombardment of videos again, so stay tuned here. And I'll try to go live tomorrow night to talk about it, even though it's going to be a rough day, even on the weekend. We're here, busting our ass for our Dallas Cowboys. I love it. So, baby, who's in the house as far as some couple of quick questions and, a quick shout-out or two if you like.
Real shit said he loves me some MCF.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
So, you need to find your own husband.
Yeah, he's got to stick with Barbara. That's all. Oh,
anyway,
sorry.
Rich, Scotty, much love. He said the Dallas defense has the potential to be a top 3, maybe number 1 if everyone is healthy and remains committed to the football fundamentals, tackling and coverage. Agreed.
I'll throw in a little quick quip every time you say a comment. I'll touch on it real quick. But our group of defensive backs, cornerbacks, defensive backs were rated 3rd in the NFL. Of course, Jalen Ramsey's injury puts us 2nd now. We just try. To me, when you have the 2nd best secondary, and our front is is beasting up there. You got the best defense if you really are all out going at it. So agreed there. We are top 3 easily. I think top 1 when we are hitting everything, all cylinders. That could be this year. That could be this year consistently.
So let me see here. Zorak, anonymous. We do trust our quarterback, surprisingly. Yeah. So Cassie Stewart said our defense is going to be so loaded this year. So many new faces and talented young guys. So Yeah,
Agree there.
definitely, honestly, defensively, like, it's hard to think of a bad situation there. You know what I mean? I mean, short of everybody getting hurt.
Exactly.
So, which at that point, we're
You're in
just
trouble.
the bowling pins.
Then that's it. Then you can't do anything about that.
Right? So now Mario Roberts brought up a good point while we were talking about Deuce, saying Deuce didn't just become little. He's been little his whole life. He'll be fine, family.
I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, you will be concerned when he gets a big hit, collision, but he can take a hit better than Turpin can. And Turpin's doing it, Deuce can do it. Here he's blocking down the field against the cornerback, so it's interesting there, his role as a receiver, right? And they had Tony Pollard as the running back, so you've seen the Pony Express once again, except this time we got Deuce Vaughn back there. So, yeah.
Anyway, no, back to you, baby.
No, that's it. I'm leaving it in your hands because now we hear from Micah Parsons and the coaches, right? And a couple of players here and there, I guess. You want to go with the players first, here and there, guys, or you want to go? How do you want to do it?
Well, yeah,
let's
go ahead and start with our players, just because they,
all right.
Micah spoke quite a bit. But I really only have one quick point from Sam Williams and Deuce Vaughn. But Sam Williams cracks me up. So he was on 105 through the fan, and he spoke a little bit, but the one comment that did grab my attention made me laugh. So apparently, Sam Williams only just now learned today that Dak and LVE have headsets inside their helmets. So I heard this, I'm like, what? What do you mean you only just found out? I mean, how did you not know?
The quarterback always wears is connected to one. One player can talk to the coaches, and usually it's always the quarterback, and it's also a linebacker like LVE or a player like Jaron Kearse. So they're like the quarterbacks of the defense, but one player has that green dot that tells you they have a headset on inside their helmet, and he didn't know they even had this. So he
says that his reasoning for apparently not knowing, he's like, okay, but come on, I started playing football my senior year, so like, okay, that's fine. But how did you think the plays were getting to you? Did it never or were you just waving bat signals onto the sideline?
Well,
look,
that's the way it used to be.
I don't know. I just it cracks me up. I guess I can kind of sort of see how that wouldn't occur to anybody, but it just made me laugh a lot. And honestly, it's just one of those little kind of innocent little record-scratching moments that makes you go like, what? But anyway, besides that, guys, Deuce Vaughn, of course, did have a little something to say. Where'd it go? There it is. So he said, quote, "Being a professional athlete is something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. To be out here, to be playing with guys who have been in this league for so long, just trying to soak it all in, trying to be a sponge. Every single day is a day to get better. It's a dream come true.
He's a little sponge.
Understanding that the work is still to be put in, but man, I'm having a great time."
Listen, I think this guy's been battling it his whole life, right? His height situation, I think that's something that's actually, he knows he can do it because he's succeeded in other places. So
exactly,
Deuce is ready. Deuce is loose. He's ready to go. Now he's going to be a full-time. He's going to be a full-time 3-down running back. Hell no. But will he be a specialty Darren Sproles type guy? I'll take that and more. Imagine you got Tony Pollard almost to that point. He's a different, of course, bigger, stronger, and all that stuff than Sproles. But you got a specialty back that can do a lot of things. You can get him in the open field and mismatches against linebackers, against fucking safeties, against corners. He's going to get those yards and a little bit more. You get him in space, he's not going to get hit hard. Nobody's going to catch him. No linebacker's going to really get him out in the open field, and he runs out of bounds or makes a move and goes another 20 yards. Let's see how we use him. Get him about 15 snaps at most, 10 snaps, 15 snaps, and target him a couple times. Give him 4 or 5 of these carries or touches. And let's see what Deuce can do. Can he get loose? I think he may. Red zone, maybe even more.
So, now Micah Parsons, guys, like I said, buckle up. He had a lot to say today.
Let's hear it.
As far as what it would mean to him to be able to bring a Super Bowl back to Dallas, he said, quote, "It would mean everything to me. I'd break down in tears. When you talk about legacy and talk about leaving a print and a foundation in an organization, I think that's the most pivotal one. You bring a Defensive Rookie of the Year home. You bring the Defensive Player of the Year home. And that leaves people saying, oh, he's a very good player at this organization. But you in a Super Bowl with an organization? They say that's a guy you remember forever. And that's why guys constantly talk about Aikman. You guys talk about Michael Irving. And those guys were decades ago. But their names still ring bells when you talk about success and winning, and I want my name in that conversation.
That's all. It's all about that Super Bowl.
I was going to say, I'm like, that's such a real, raw, honest way of putting it, too. So
that's the way you become a legend.
Yeah, Micah's very much a no bullshit type of person. So he kind of went on to say, quote, I think we are the top team in the NFC.
Yeah.
No one can beat you except yourself. You look at our game last year, that's a game we could have won. We beat ourselves with mistakes and things like that. I think we are the top team. When you talk about numbers and experience, guys we got back, I think we're the only team where we gained players. We didn't lose a Javon Hargrave and then draft somebody. Oh, damn, Micah, look at you. Sorry, I love that he's straight up calling the Eagles out there.
I think he did this on 105 The Fan, this quote here. Yeah.
So he kept saying, he's like, we have everybody across the board. When you talk about years playing together, years of experience, I think we're up there to be that better team. And again, Micah brings up a very good point. At least on the defensive side of things, we did not lose a single player that we wanted to keep.
Donovan Wilson, LVE, I keep going on here,
So we've had a really solid and consistent core now for the last 2 years, 100%, 3 years, I would even venture to say.
Agree. So, and that's why this defense is all on the same page, almost from the start of day one of training camp.
By the way, Micah has really doubled down on taking care of himself. Throughout this offseason, he calls it his commitment to pursuing greatness, right? So he's waking up every day at 5:30 for offseason workouts. He's talking to the offensive linemen to pick their brains. He said that he presented this to his teammates as, is the price of discipline worth a lifetime of regret? So basically, again, if putting in the work now and the dedication now means you get that Super Bowl that you're trying to work towards, is it worth it to maybe go make the sacrifice, wake up early, put in the work?
Dak is a fantastic leader. He gets on that field, first one, everything. But I got to say, I think Micah is superhuman. Like most quarterbacks don't do this. It's no, Joe Montana's didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that Micah's doing. And Dak kind of tries, you know what I mean? But my goodness, what a man, what a person to nonstop. He's got the Michael Jordan attitude, and that's excellence. That's eliteness. That's legendary greatness.
That's Skeptical Fan.
Woo! Speaking of all those things, you got Micah Parsons and you got Skeptical Fan. 50th membership gifted this month. Man, records are being broken, shattered. Will they ever be caught again?
Seriously, Skeptical Fan.
Man.
We can't
the king.
Continue to say
the membership man. I can't believe it. Woo!
So he's going to be the membership man for, the all-time membership man.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can catch him.
So look, long story short, Micah's been putting in some of the off-season work that we've been dying for. And I was going to say, as far as your comment, to me, it's more that Dak is the brain of the team, but Micah seems to be the heart of the team. And we need both of them to lead. But you're right that Dak leads with his heart in a different type of way. But, Micah wears his heart on his sleeve almost to a detriment. You know what I mean?
It hasn't been a detriment yet. That's the good thing.
No, but it can. We've seen him.
I'm
just saying, we've seen him lose his cool a bit and things like that. Not a major thing.
By the way, I also want to shout out Raven.
That's right.
Who gets that? Congratulations! That gifted membership from Skeptical Fan. Hell yeah! Much love, Skeptical Fan, for gifting that and helping and sending the love here to the channel, to the chat, and of course the MCF. Thank you.
Now, Micah Parsons is obviously the biggest name on the defense, but it's not the Micah Parsons defense. And Micah said that the strength on the secondary, especially now that they've added guys like Stephon Gilmore, he said, I've never had this before in my career ever. Wow. So that's basically him acknowledging, saying this secondary is the best I've ever played with. I've never had such a talented secondary backing me up.
What could happen if the pressure continues and that secondary is elite? Which right now the defensive backs, according to PFF analytics and most experts, a top 2 defensive backfield. Not defense. Defensive backfield. And all you think about when you think about our team is what? The pass rush. So if we get Mozzie to stop the run, we're number 1 in the NFL. Mozzie and Hankins, I should say.
Now, Micah was also asked if there were any players on offense or defense that were kind of about to take that next step, right? Leveling up. He said on defense that Nashawn Wright, from what he's been seeing out there in camp, and Kelvin Joseph, who seems much more confident than nickel. So at least defensively, these are the two guys that he's had the best look at. But on offense, he said that Terrence Steele and Michael Gallup are basically ready to, level up. I like that because remember, Terrence Steele, first of all, coming off that injury, to hear that he's basically still on that same path that he was on pre-injury, fuck yeah, that's better than we expected, right? And Michael Gallup, obviously we were expecting that he was going to look a little better now that he's fully healed, but I still think in the back of all our minds we're kind of thinking but is he actually going to look better? Apparently, according to Micah, he is, and I trust Micah Parsons.
Listen, we heard about Sam Williams coming along by McCarthy and others. Sam Williams, number 54, is going to be taking over for DeMarcus Lawrence sooner than later. Watch this. And this year he's going to get a lot more snaps. And we got Fowler there cushioning in and Armstrong. I'm watching 54, Sam Williams, and it continues for him.
I love it.
And who was the other guy he said? Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
As long as he's okay from the injury, and we see that movement, kind of translating from the rehab to the field.
Yeah, Terrence Steele and Gallup.
Oh, Gallup? Oh, I thought you said Sam Williams. Oh.
No.
Oh, I thought you said Sam Williams.
I said on offense.
Oh, okay. So Gallup. Okay.
Yeah, defense was Nashawn Wright.
I missed it completely.
Joseph.
Okay, yeah, I completely missed that. I'm sorry.
I don't know where you...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hit me out of left field there with Sam Williams.
Well, again, other people had talking about it.
I know what it is. You mentioned DeMarcus Lawrence on leadership. I think that's where you got your wires crossed.
No, leadership. Okay, I'm confused. Now I'm really confused. DeMarcus Lawrence in this. Okay.
You're the one who brought him up.
I brought up Sam Williams.
Okay, but when you were mentioning Sam Williams, you brought up DeMarcus Lawrence's name. I can rewind here.
I got it all twisted up. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and keep it rolling, guys. Micah Parsons said, what do I think this defense can be? I think we can be up there with the 49ers' great defense. I think we can be up there with Ray Lewis' defense. I think we can be up there with the Legion of Boom.
Ooh, Legion of Boom.
Don't worry, Dan Quinn has his thoughts about that. So, and by the way, is it a coincidence that he mentioned the Legion of Boom? No, it isn't. Obviously.
Later on, it'll be discussed again.
So, and again, rolling back to that whole talent, he said it. The talent we have, the vet guys and the young guys, the experience we all have. Since my rookie year, we got thrown into the fire. And we've gotten experience from tough games, playoff level games. And I don't think there's a guy on our team that doesn't have postseason experience outside of the guys that just came in. So, yeah, that's the point. We all know what we're about here, right? So, he said it. We've got some elite guys with elite talent. And some have been to the Super Bowl, and that has just been on playoff runs.
Yeah.
I think we've got a great chance.
I agree.
So,
adding a lot with that.
Obviously, the way that last year's season ended is still just a very bitter pill to swallow for a lot of these players. I'm actually kind of happy about that because, well, that's the type of push you need to get to the Super Bowl. He said it, man, I'm ready to take everybody out into the deep water. Everybody's comfortable when their knees are in the water, but I'm ready to go out into the deep water. And I hope everybody's prepared to go out into the deep water.
I love it. He's taking them to the other side, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
In
terms of my conditioning and where I'm at and how I'm determined how I was going to get better this year, I think it's through the roof. So I think all the bumps and bruises that Micah took last year, I think he realized that if he was going to last, he did have to take his kind of personal physicality a little more seriously. So a lot of that offseason work will hopefully pay off dividends as he stays healthy throughout the season, right?
Exactly.
He said it, quote, I just hope everybody's ready. You got to see if they can swim. I'm going to take them to an island. I invest in how I can get better, not in the things that I do already. I invest in my weaknesses because I want to turn them into strengths.
Wow. So, I mean, this is superhuman.
That's why I said that, he talked about how much wear and tear it took on his body. That's why he made it such a focus to get his body in a better physical position.
Man, I mean...
So
what you're learning from this guy is that he's Michael Jordan mindset.
And guys, Gilmore apparently gets Micah hot under the collar, right? Because he just said he had so many good things to say about him. He said, I told Gilly, bro, you're going to get me 3 more sacks. I just know what kind of player he is. The type of guy that these young guys are trying to be like. I'm excited. Gilly told me after only 2 days of practice, man, I've never seen the ball come out that fast. So I'm like, bro, that thing is going to come out hot. I'm telling you. Or they're done.
A lot of picks coming.
It's over, and you won't have to worry about it. We're off the field. It's that type of feedback and intensity that we're bringing to each other, and we just want to see everybody win.
Wow.
There's going to be some times where I'm like, bro, you can sit on this. But that's just because I know that I'm about to beat this guy, that this guy has no chance. This type of defensive back core, I've never had something like this in my career ever.
Oh, man, I love to hear it.
And I know I repeated myself on that last part, but I think the emphasis needs to be said.
As I watch this video, I'm sitting here, and again, maybe that's why I lost something, because I'm hearing it, and I'm hearing the combination of your words with these clips.
Micah.
Baby, what he's doing here is, I know it's not every single play, but my goodness, he seems to always be a step ahead of everyone. His lateral movement, back and forth, his cutting, he just analyzes everything. He sees everything faster than anyone else. And then when you add this to it, by our defensive backs, Gilmore, and you're seeing what they're going to do back there. What do you think Micah's going to do in this defense? Is we're getting better? Is he going to do up front?
It's going to be crazy. The way that he has that instinct too.
Yes.
To basically to know well enough where he can see the matchup and say, no, don't worry, Gilly. Guy. I got you. Yeah. I got this.
Get ready to get. I'm going to get the guy. And then this is Andrew Thomas, who just got paid. Look at Micah put him to sleep. Look at this move here he puts on the Bengals guys. Let me see here. Watch. Look at the Bears. Look at this. 2 moves on 2 different guys in the same play. And he still got to fuzzy up the pocket and to make it tough and get the pressure. I mean, if this is even a little more consistent next year, no one's going to score on us. It's going to be hell for every offense, even Patrick Mahomes, the best offense. Bring it.
As far as Micah's next contract,
let me get on the field.
Since everybody's getting paid, right? Micah said, I just know if I win the Super Bowl, I don't have to worry about anything for the rest of my life.
Woo! Man, that to me is...
I love that mentality.
He's not even answering about the money. He just knows that the work he's put in, he's generational style player. Stay healthy, stay dominant, consistent, and get better if even possible. If you do all these things, you're still going to get paid. He knows it. But he wants to be a legend. He talked about it earlier, you know? And again, if he wins the Super Bowl, he's a legend in Dallas, a legend in the NFL, and the money will come, is what he's saying without saying it. It's obviously written right there.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the
point. The attitude you have to have.
Some things don't need to be said, right? But I think that's a great way to end the Micah Parsons portion of tonight. Man, I love him. He brings such a, like I said, Dak is definitely the head.
Yes.
Right? And it's not to say that Dak doesn't have heart. But Micah just has this passion that it oozes out of his every pore in a way that he's rabid.
Yeah, when you have his skill set and his talent level is so high and so elite, and you have that attitude, both things together, like that Michael Jordan killer attitude, you have those 2 things together, you have one of the best players of all time if he stays healthy. Mm-hmm. That's all. And he's putting in the work this whole offseason to stay healthy, be able to take the beatings that you take as a pass rusher for most of the season. I love it. I know you guys are really loving this stuff. Facts are facts, and we've talked about them all. Micah is a dominator. Now, let's get to the coaches.
Yes, because we did hear from our special teams coordinator, our defensive coordinator, and our offensive helper. Just kidding. No, Sean Herman deserves more respect.
Coordinator.
Yes, he deserves a little more respect than that. But let's go ahead and start with Falso, though, because
Bones,
I have a soft spot for my kickers. So, speaking of, Tristan Vizcaino and Brandon Aubrey are going to officially go head-to-head this upcoming Monday.
And
first practice.
This is Brandon Aubrey, by the way, on the screen. Go ahead. This is the first day in
Falso said, quote, 2 unproven but strong, athletic, and talented kickers. It'll be a great competition. Last year we had a competition, and I don't think one guy pushed the other, which maybe led to a little bit of a deflated competition. But I think you'll see something a little different this year. So, yeah, basically last year, there was less of a competition as much as it was an anointing by default, right? There wasn't an actual kicking competition. So it seems like this year they're actually trying to have an active competition, to have somebody fight for the role and actually earn it.
Who wins the spot, baby?
I mean, I do feel like Aubrey has the lead currently.
He is the more accurate kicker. And he's showing some leg in his practice kick. So we'll see what happens on the field in Oxnard. Wind or no wind, behind him or forward, don't matter.
You definitely get the impression of Vizcaino was, again, brought in to be the placeholder.
The fluffer
you're
girl.
Just here for now. Yeah, you're the right now guy, not the forever guy.
The fluffer girl. Only some people will get that. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry. That's a kicking situation. There, go ahead.
Now, Fossil also talked about Deuce Vaughn. It said that he might make more history this season if he serves as the personal protector on the punt team. So he said that he's never had a personal protector that small, saying, quote, I'm kind of excited about it. I think we're going to win the leverage protection right there. And anytime you have a running back as a personal protector, they have a good sense and vision for protection, and they obviously have the ability to handle the football.
Very interesting. Now, he was doing some punt return stuff before practice yesterday, and he muffed one. It happens. Wait till the hitting starts on Monday, July 31st. When that day comes, we'll see if he can be the personal protector. That's not an easy job. And he's a little missile that goes into people, but you got to make sure you're on top of that. So we'll see. Again, he can't miss that block, because if he does, it's a block kick or a punt. So we'll see what happens. But excited about Deuce on special teams as well. Mm-hmm. And Bones breaking it down for us. Yeah. Now, who's next on the list?
He handed the mic off to our offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer.
Okay. I thought Mr. Dan Quinn was next.
Oh, true. That's right. I thought we were
going reverse today. Dan Quinn was next, or at least in our list, he came next.
Yeah, so Dan Quinn said, quote, "It's a very fun group to work with because we can keep adding on a little more and adding on a little more because of this connection they have and the versatility they have. There are many people, coaches and players included, that want to prove it. And that's usually when some of the really competitive moments come, when you have to prove it. There's a lot of guys out here that have something to prove, myself included." Well,
good to hear. I mean,
definitely still have a few things to prove, right? Like
sure.
Super Bowl. So Quinn also said that he actually really likes Isaac Alarcon's length and strength.
Good to hear.
When he moved to the nose tackle spot there. He said, quote, "I think he can really make his mark inside. He's more athletic than a typical defensive tackle, and it's going to take some time to develop the instincts. But a player like that is worth the time and investment."
So, listen.
If anyone can save Alarcon, it's probably Quinn.
Yeah, even if that's a great point. And even if Alarcon can stay on, he's going to be practice squad at best. That's how he makes the team. But that's
the fact that he earned a practice squad
that'd
spot,
be major.
though, that is still a big deal.
Especially going from offense to defense in 1 year. That's in itself is an accomplishment. So I expect that if Alarcon keeps getting these rave reviews from McCarthy especially from Quinn.
Even practice squad spots are worth their weight in gold for this team. So for the Cowboys to spend any kind of capital on Alarcon, I do have a soft spot for him. So I like to see that. Now, Quinn said this as far as some of our veterans that were acquired in offseason trades, specifically, obviously, Cooks and Gilmore. He said, not only are they A players, they're A-plus teammates. Whether it's Steph talking to a wide receiver or Brandon talking to a DB, those things are priceless, man. And it goes into what you were saying, like what Gilmore was doing with CeeDee Lamb, like that experience. You can't buy that anywhere else. You can't get that.
You don't get that from another player that's been there, done that on the other side of the ball, that knows as much as he does. And hey, it's going to make CeeDee Lamb a better player. It's going to make the other corners better players, and vice versa. Brandon Cook's going to make some of the receivers, like Jalen Tolbert, hopefully, better players, as he will improve some of the cornerback and defensive back and safety coverages and linebacker coverages by being against them every day. It's lovely. It's lovely.
Now, while Quinn was out there, someone, I guess, had thrown a nickname his way for our defense.
Oh, okay.
Right? He started laughing, and he said, "Legion of Doom." Man, I like that. I wish we had thought of it. I like that a lot.
It's funny. We were talking about that Legion of Doom for a while here. Really, I like the Doomsday 2.0, in my opinion. There we go. We got ourselves NDM Boogie, who wants to do his monthly shout-out here through the membership side. What is his 2 cents, maybe, on things? I think he said, well, I'll get it for you. Should be longer, fan for life. I think that's what Mr. NDM Boogie is there. What, the show? I don't know. The clips?
The Cowboys?
Should be longer. NDN, much love. I don't know.
Alarcon should be longer?
I don't know. Maybe but we saw about the length. I don't know.
Quinn should be longer?
Explain, NDN. I'll be watching in the chat for you.
Let us know. But yeah, jokes aside, yes.
Appreciate you, bro. And Lavelle Mr. A. Lavelle goes at 99. That's Chauncey Golston. See, we gotta know these numbers, guys. We know the numbers. By the time the regular season comes, you guys will be like, all right, this is this guy. This guy, I've been thinking of it. It'll be muscle memory. So, number 99, Chauncey Golston.
So, and last but not least, guys,
that was it from Quinn? Oh, wow. Yeah, Quinn was quick. Quinn. All right. Now, this guy here, I got to say, I've heard, I don't know what I heard about this. I didn't hear about this interview or this press conference, but I've heard that, number one, he is an interesting guy to interview in the sense of he explains things properly or better, let's say, than past offensive coordinators like Kellen Moore and others. He actually makes you understand what's going on without giving away information. But again, remember, McCarthy is the play caller. He installed the offense, but the guy who's going to help guide him on some stuff, especially running plays, is going to be Schottenheimer. He knows the ins and outs of this offensive scheme, whatever McCarthy came up with here. I'm sure McCarthy used him with some guidance as well when creating and installing the offense. So, important guy, of course. I'm not really high on him as when in the passing game side. That's what we got McCarthy for. But in the run game, he made it work in the running game in Seattle. A lot of Seattle guys here, right? Dan Quinn, Joe Witt Jr., I think. I don't know if that was in Seattle as well, but he was definitely in Atlanta with Quinn, and now Schottenheimer here with Seattle as well. It should be Doomsday 2.0, by the way, Dan Quinn, in my opinion, or 3.0. That's what we should hopefully get to. But if you want to make it Dan Quinn tailored, Legion of not Boom. That's the Seattle thing. Legion of Doom, Doomsday. That's the sweetness about it. So we've talked about that for years here, right? Well, overtaking those hot boy crap. Anyways, baby, sorry about that. Let's hear from the offensive coordinator in an important role on this team when it comes to Brian Schottenheimer.
So he said Mike McCarthy is apparently re-energized about calling plays, saying, quote, "Quite honestly, he's a hell of a play caller. He's aggressive. He's confident. We want to play with an attacking scheme. You're going to see that." Damn, so I guess we're going to have the attack McCarthy.
It's going to be quick passing, guys. Quick slants, 2 reads, 2 seconds.
Wait, hold on.
That's the 30%
said
difference.
This as far as Dak getting the ball out quickly.
All right.
There's always early progressions that he can find. Everything in the system, the West Coast, is all tied to the quarterback's feet. When you see a quarterback playing really well in a West Coast offense, you'll see his feet are decisive, he's firm on his back foot, and that's a big part of it. But the design of it is, how do you spread people out and get Tim Carbuca to subscribe?
Woo! Part of the family,
Thank you for
Tim.
summing it up, Tim.
Come on board. Let's get to 2023 and let's get that 6 and beyond. Welcome to the family.
Back to Schottenheimer, he said, but the design of it is, how do you spread people out and get your guys running vertically into the defense and have the quarterback get the ball accurately to them? That's kind of the genesis, if you would, of the West Coast offense.
Very interesting. That's an interesting little insight there about the way the offense will kind of flow and run. Hey, listen, and the way he's describing it is probably as closest to the source you can get. So that's what it's going to look like. A lot more than any guessing that's going on. That's a little more kind of, not so general. Let's put it that for our specific offense under Schottenheimer and McCarthy.
So Schottenheimer had this to say as far as Jalen Tolbert. Ask him to see his notebook one day. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. How he has prepared his mind for a young player. You're talking about a second-year player. I was blown away. I told him you need to save that, and I'm going to use that in front of the offense. It's dynamic. I'm talking highlights, and the penmanship's amazing. He's been through every install. And that's what this game requires. It's not just talent. He's figuring it out, but he's also working his ass off.
So that's Tolbert, right? And, with him, with Tolbert having such a bad rookie year, he knows he's got to put in extra effort, extra whatever. And hopefully the highlighters and organized notes is going to help him get to where he needs to go. And that's the 4th receiver spot this season. And
there's definitely an element of that, just go figure it out that he's talking about. I do get what he's trying to say there. So, it's a kind of touching on Tolbert a little more. He said it. He figured, hey, last year I didn't get off to a great start. I know I talked about him in the spring. He was one of the first guys in the building. And apparently he has a different swagger this year, too, than he did his rookie year. And he said it. Brandon has been a big part of that, yes. But I'd be remiss if I didn't sell Jalen on the way he's worked. Coming up and sitting in offices, just checking in and being around. So
wow. He's all in, and you mentioned that's your livelihood, that's your job. Why wouldn't you want to be all in on something like that? You got to go and you got to start. You got to start at that 4th spot if you can win it, and maybe next year there's a clearance there. Something happens.
Yeah.
You get a little opportunity.
For everyone who's kind of wondering about Deuce Vaughn and how he's going to be folded into the offense actively.
Folded.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying he's
Don't forget that Schottenheimer, when he was with the Chargers, do you remember a certain somebody that was with them while he was there? Yes, none other than Darren Sproles. So, and he said that he sees Deuce Vaughn as similar to Darren Sproles. So that must be very validating for you, baby.
It's great to hear that because it's not just me or some other content creator or an analyst on TV on ESPN or NFL. Who gives it? This is the guy who's running helping run the offense with McCarthy. That's the role for him. Deuce Vaughn is Darren Sproles 2.0. And I love it. Again, he's still Deuce Vaughn. He's going to do things different. That's the goal on this offense. Can he be that? We'll have to see that.
So, he said there was a desire to be great, desire to prove people wrong, and then when you add that with talent, intelligence, football instincts, you see what Darren did. Isn't Darren Sproles?
Darren Sproles. And you see the same kind of qualities from college, from Deuce Vaughn. Let's see if he can take the hits in the NFL. If he can, the heart's there. You guys know this deal here, right? I mean, it's all set up. So all he has to do is just be able to not get injured. And we're going to see Darren Sproles type guy for our Cowboy offense. Mm-hmm. And that's coming from their mouths.
By the way, he also threw out there the final comment here that I have before we call it a night, guys.
Yes.
So take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But he had some big congratulations to Turpin, saying, quote, "Congrats to Turp, a baby girl. I think he's on his way back now. We'll get him up to speed, but again, that's real life. Mike's great, and we're all great about that. If there's something with your family, man, hey, this is a great game, and we all love it, right? You reporters follow it. I've coached it. I grew up in it. But when there are things that are going on with your family, hey, text us from the airport, all right? We'll figure it out. I guess congrats to Turp."
That's awesome for Turpin. It's really a cool mindset from McCarthy.
To the philosophy.
The
we
culture.
know that everybody will come in and put in the work because we've created a culture where everybody wants to work and wants to put in that work. So
And I know Sean Hammer said this, but I have to credit out of everybody, not the Joneses, not Dak, not Micah. I got to credit this guy, Michael McCarthy. I think
not sure how he was going to do as our head coach, but I have to admit, a very, very pleasant surprise.
And the head coach the last 3 years has been disappointing, I think, although 12-5 and 12-5. The COVID year was tough. A lot of injuries on the offensive line.
Disappointing for different reasons, not necessarily all of them his fault directly, obviously.
Right. So that stuff there, it's unfortunate. But you've seen the progression. The COVID year, bad. A lot of injuries, other things, getting used to the team. Okay. Second year, 12-5, lost in the wild card. This past year, 12-5, lost in the divisional round. He wasn't here the last 20, all these last 27 years. So let's see if he can break this fucking streak next year and get us to the conference championship, win it in the Super Bowl, and win that 6. That's what I'm looking for. Look, I'm just saying it. That's what I want. But what I think he's bringing is that ability, that last little step to propel the defense with Dan Quinn. That last little step to take control and really play to our offensive strengths. Whatever you think of Dak, he's got some good things. Use those good things if you think he sucks, and you can't disagree with that. And that means more successful possibilities for this offense, more consistency, and that just helps the team. I think that McCarthy, and again, I'm not even high on McCarthy in the past, but to me, it's more about the fact that I'm seeing him being hands-on in a way that I don't think he was ever allowed to be. And I think this is the 3 years building up to this moment. Tony Romo, so to speak, coming off the bench after 3 years of observing and learning and seeing and watching, and now he's going to be applicating. Not even a comparison to what Kellen Moore did. He didn't even adjust, barely adjusted. Kellen Moore. Biggest adjustment was Mike McCarthy taking over from weeks 2 to 6 when Dak was out. Anyways,
now I'm going to go ahead and do the final shout-outs here of the night, but before I do, we have to shout out, yes, the sponsor of the week.
Yeah.
Because he's repping it back-to-back. Skeptical fan. Much love to you, of course.
He's got 50 memberships up on there. 50 memberships. Just bow down to the membership man, Skeptical fan. And he's in first place. He's going for that 3-peat. Halfway to 6. Much love. Skeptical fan running the show here on the membership side. Appreciate you. The love given back to the family in the chat. So can't ask more than that when you guys drop the love in here. It's a community thing. So on that note, baby, I mean, do the shout outs.
Yeah.
To the last, I guess, comments / shout outs as we end this show tonight. Try to get back tomorrow.
Let me see here. Frame rippers. Every time, right? It's like you summon him. Retro Scotty said, McCarthy's still 20 times better than the sorry carrot we had as a coach, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Rolando Rodriguez said, the kickers suck. The Cowboys break crew kept looking back so they wouldn't get hit in the head when they were 20 yards away. Oh, man. So, hey, well, hopefully they don't get bonked in the head too badly come Monday. Seabass said, I just want to say the Eagle fans, we went and won our 6th, and you went for an appearance. Oh, that would be very, very nice. Skeptical fan, much love. Sam, weren't some defenders going to give Deuce a welcome to the NFL kind of hit or tackle? So, well, if they do, that would be very, very douchey of them. So, hit little kids.
Yeah.
NDM Boogie, what's up? Much love. Seabass, Scorpio, Tommy Montoya, Retro Scotty, have a great night. Cassie Stewart. We have, who else? Let me see. Tom Cook, Monroe Gadet, Dustin Roberts, have a great night. Even you, real shit. Let me see. Tim Pinnell, much love. Mari Roberts.
He knows he loves
Bruce
the
got the toxic juice. Let me see. Frame Rippers, of course. Shout out to you. But yes, I think that's everybody here. So, baby, and in no particular order, is there a reason why we do what we do here?
It's that navy blue. You know that silver, too. And, of course, you see it on my hat. That star always over everything, baby. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. That's what we're doing here. On this channel, we rep that star over everything. And here on this channel, 6 years and beyond, into our 7th as we speak. Thank you all for your love and support. And never, ever forget the number one thing here. Go Cowboys! Let's get that, 6? Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for rocking with us in the chat all night long with your drops of knowledge. Keep the conversation going back and forth. Frame Rippers, yes. Hello. And again, the replay is vital. You can leave your comments and I'll try to get to them as much as possible. Yes, we will get to more emojis there, Tim. Don't worry, we will. We got you. As this first game in preseason, we get closer to it. That's going to be the opponent's kind of comical anti-opponent. Whatever it is, we'll have 2 or 3 or maybe more emojis out there for you to mess with. So, hey, appreciate everybody in there in the chat. I truly appreciate you guys that dropped the love from above. A. Lavelle taking over the stream boss today with that drop. And, of course, Skeptical Fan, membership man, the leaderboard man, and the repeat man like our 90s Cowboys going for that 3 in a row. Much love to Skeptical Fan. You guys rock it here. Appreciate everybody in the house. Baby, now it's time to drop out. Clock out officially here for the night. And what do we got to do? Let me not say that. Let me not run to that. But, again, I just want to remind everybody, if you just caught us now, we're going to try to be doing a live stream tomorrow. We still will get the videos throughout the day, but the live stream at night is going to be very tough. So either I'll go early tomorrow, guys. I'm talking about like 3 hours earlier, or got to skip the stream tomorrow. And we'll try to double it up as much as we can on the day off, which is Sunday, which is probably the best time to do that anyway. Sunday night, which is the finale here, and we'll review everything that happened on the night before on Saturday. Worst case scenario, unless if I can't make it tomorrow and Sunday, we will be here no matter what, giving you the wrap up of the week, the wrap up of that last padded practice, as we get ready then for Monday, which will be that's just the athletic practice. The padded practice is Monday, July 31st, and I cannot wait because then the hitting starts, and then we really separate the men from the boys. At that point, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So on that note, baby, before we can officially, and for the entire night till tomorrow, oh shit, you almost heard a little bit of the beat. Before we can drop out, a little premature beatilation. Before we can drop out for the night, baby, here on My Cowboys Family, let everybody know exactly what we gotta do before we get on out and drop out of here.
We gotta drop the beat.
I don't know what's going on, guys, but it seems like Jerry Jones has got into our computer. We got the JJ virus. Wait, that doesn't sound good. The Jerry Jones virus.
I don't want to be infected with that.
Oh, that's why you watch. It's live. You never know. Voodoo caught the ending right there. Boom. Guys, thank you, Scorpio and Frame Rippers, Orlando, Tim, Skeptical Fan, the man, everybody else in the house, A. Lavelle, the Q man, Justin Quarles, the leader, currently Snug X in there. Appreciate everybody. We can't do this without your guys' love and support. Remember, remind all those Eagle fans, 5 is still greater than 1, but we want 6 and beyond. You know it. Here in MCF, another Cowboys chat in the books. Training camp day 3, walkthrough day, but yet still very important. Coaches spoke. We're all caught up, guys. If you're here, you're rocking, you're listening with us, watching the film, you will see, you will be probably as caught up as you can possibly be at this moment of training camp. So enjoy it. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Much love to all here in MCF, and never forget, Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star for everything. Never forget the number one thing here in My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone in the house, even the haters. Appreciate you all, guys, hitting that thumbs up, that like button, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell to all videos. See you back tomorrow for another one, guys. Enjoy this weekend, kicking it off. Stay safe. Peace out. Oh, yeah. And never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.